Have you ever used a pen that can write in chocolate? Well, today's your lucky day. I'm going to show you how to use this awesome product. Let's first prepare the pen and the heating tray by wiping it down with a damp soapy cloth. Next, we will install the batteries. Make sure that an adult will supervise you at all times. To get the pen ready for use, make sure that it is in draw mode, with the switch towards the drawing tip. Now we can install some fresh new batteries. Simply unscrew the battery cover using a Phillips head screwdriver. Install 2 brand new AAA batteries into the socket. Place the battery cover back on the top of the pen and tighten screws to close. Now let's assemble and plug in the warming tray. Before assembling, wipe down with a damp cloth. Do not put any pieces into the dishwasher. To assemble the warmer, place the tray into the top of the warming base. Then plug the small end of the charging cord into the tray. We highly recommend using a 2 amp block. Look on the side of the block. It should tell you whether it's a 1 amp or a 2 amp. A 1 amp block will work just fine, but a 2 amp block will work much better. Plug the charging cable into the wall and the tray will begin to heat. You should see the light turn on. Now it's time to melt the chocolate. It is highly recommended that an adult helps you with this step. Prepare a bowl of warm water. It's going to be around 120 degrees. It's going to be hot, but not too hot for it to burn you. Set a pouch of chocolate into the water and let it sit for a minute until it starts to melt. Then use your fingers to knead the chocolate until it's fully melted, and then you can work out all the lumps. Then remove the pouch from the water, dry with a towel. You don't want any water mixed into the chocolate. Then we're going to cut off the tip with some scissors. And then we're going to pour this into the warming tray. If there is any air bubbles, tap the side of the warming tray and then stir with a stir stick. Repeat the same step for all the other colors. Once they have all been placed in the warming tray, go ahead and put the lid back on top so that it can stay melted for later use. Now it's time to assemble the pen and fill it with chocolate. First, slide the plunger into the pen and then slide the cartridge over the plunger to cover with the pen door and lock it into place with the retainer ring by twisting it to the right. Now it's time to fill the chocolate. First, ensure that the pen is set to draw mode by sliding the button towards the bottom. Remember, draw mode is down. Think draw down. Fill up is up. Think fill up. Then press and hold the large drawing button until the plunger moves all the way down from the top to the tip of the pen. There is a small window on the side of the pen where you can watch the plunger move all the way down to the tip of the pen. Now dip the pen into the deep end of one of the chocolate trays. Let's do pink for this one. Slide the mode button to the fill mode, and then the pen will automatically turn on and start to fill. Be sure to keep the pen pushed down all the way to the bottom to avoid sucking in any air bubbles. To prevent any air bubbles from forming in the chocolate, gently tap the side and stir with a stir stick while filling up the pen. You should be able to see the pen filling up through the window gauge. Once the pen completely fills with chocolate, it'll automatically shut off. But if you only want a little chocolate and you don't want to wait until the pen is completely full, you can stop halfway by pulling the button down to draw mode. Now that the pen is filled, remove the pen from the chocolate and wipe with a damp cloth. Pop on the drawing tip, and now we're ready to draw. We also recommend tapping it a few times on the table to get out any hidden air bubbles. And we also recommend using this in about 10 minutes because the chocolate will start to harden. Let's start drawing. When drawing with chocolate, it's best to use parchment paper. The cool thing about parchment paper is that you can draw your designs in advance. Use this and place it over to trace. And draw all of one color first before changing colors. For example, we're going to be starting off with all the pink designs first. We recommend drawing on a cutting board so that when it's time to move your masterpiece, you can gently lift and transport into the fridge. First, place your design down and then cover with the parchment paper to trace over. To draw with the chocolate pen, press the large draw button. For best results, hold about a ½ inch away from the paper. To change colors of chocolate, drain all of the remaining chocolate into the warming tray for later use. Next, disassemble the pen and thoroughly wipe all of the old chocolate from the pen. Then reassemble the pen, and now you're ready for a new color. Now that our pen is loaded with a fresh can finish up our chocolatey masterpiece. Once your drawings are finished, carefully lift the cutting board and place your design into the fridge so that it can harden. 5 minutes later, your chocolatey designs are ready to share. Carefully remove your design from the paper by supporting it and peeling the parchment paper down and away. Follow a similar process for making chocolate molds. If you want to make multicolored designs, apply the top layer of detail colors first. Then apply additional colors one layer at a time. Place the fill tray into the refrigerator for 5 minutes. Then position the chilled tray upside down and gently tap on the back for the molds to pop out. Aw, so cute and delicious. If too much time passes from when you first loaded the pen, the chocolate will harden and start to click and will stop flowing. To remove the hardened chocolate, disassemble the pen and pull the plunger out from the pen. Put the hardened parts into a locking sandwich bag and then place into a very warm bowl of water and let it sit for 1 minute until it starts to melt. Now remove the bag from the water and dry with a towel. Thoroughly remove the excess chocolate back into the warming tray. Thank you for watching the video. I can't wait to see what you create.